Hi, how you doing? Welcome to Impromptu Live with me, Richard Crawford Ball. And I'm on today. I've just finished a coaching call with an amazing client. All my clients are amazing, and we were sort of reminiscing actually about the journey that we've both been on together, and over the last sort of basically 2 years. So, with this client, I've been working we've worked through lockdown, and essentially wanting to achieve the goal of changing and evolving the business. I think that's what it kind of started off with, is how do we change and evolve the business, take it into something else. And then obviously the pandemic hit during that whole process. So the focus changed. But one of the things that she didn't do is panic. And we carried on working together and coaching over the pandemic. And today, as we were talking, it was interesting to hear some of observations, some of the things that she'd noticed, and actually some advice and some insight that she was happy for me to share with you. So, those of you who are new to aesthetic entrepreneurs and haven't maybe been on the journey with us for that long, one of the things that I am hugely focused on, essentially 4 kind of things are really focused on. One is entrepreneurial thinking, okay? So we want to create entrepreneurs, we want to challenge belief systems, we want to, make you more successful than you ever possibly thought you could be. And to do that, we've got to challenge you, stress you, push you outside comfort zones, getting you to understand the relationship between time, energy, and money. And also that, nothing is ever a problem. Nothing is really ever insurmountable. You just might have to adjust your resources to be able to achieve the goal or conquer that particular challenge that you have. So point 1, creating entrepreneurs, okay? Second one is about diversified business model. Key thing that happened over the pandemic is doors closed. So that opened up opportunities around treatment planning, around subscriptions, around online retail, but also using your brand, your own unique style, if you like, the content that you create to enable you to connect with a better client who trusts you, knows you, likes you, and is going to pay you what you are worth. Third thing was around differentiation. So again, following on from the kind of diversified business model, is how do you stand out in a crowded market? The aesthetics market is not saturated. It's not saturated, regardless of what people would have you believe. Market saturation is very, very rarely happens, okay? And if you want to think about market saturation in aesthetics, they're everywhere. Cars are everywhere. Is that market saturated? No. People are still buying cars all the time. Televisions, is that market saturated? No, people are buying TVs all the time. So the aesthetics market is absolutely not saturated. It's just very poorly differentiated. And the final one is around above average pricing. The aesthetic market for me is really still massively undervalued, okay? And there is price elasticity. You can move your prices up without losing clients, or say losing clients, with gaining new clients. There are different mechanisms and things like that you can do. So we've been following this process with my clients ever since we kind of started. It's what we do at AE, help you on those processes. And what one of the observations that she had was that actually around her, there are businesses that are closing. There are aesthetics and beauty businesses that are shutting, saying that, the pandemic destroyed them, they can no longer trade. And it's sad to see that happen, because I know why it happened. And the reason it happened is an element of panic, and they flawed the pricing. This happened around 2008 as well. And I knew that this would come. I sort of said to her, I was like, I am a prophet. I'm not. I've just seen a couple of cycles, and I'm a student of business, so I understand what happens when people get into what we call negative pricing, and it's a bit of a spiral. So they panicked. Their prices dropped. They did offers, and as a result, it's very difficult to generate revenue to keep the business going. So you try and get more clients at the same price, which stresses you, and it's hard work. And you see the death spiral. They don't join organisations like AE. They don't get that support from their peers. They don't get to learn from people who have been there and done it. So a massive disadvantage. And eventually, unfortunately, it takes its toll and they close. Whereas on the other hand, she has grown. She's recently been given a new pricing strategy by a supplier because her revenue from that particular supplier has increased. So her orders have increased, her prices have gone up, she's got more clients coming through the door. So everything's going up. And your question was, well, if everything's doing like that for me, then what was it that could have saved those businesses that haven't done quite so well and unfortunately are no longer trading? And she gave 3 tips, right? 3 clear tips, which I'm going to share with you now. 1, mark your time off in your diary. Give yourself headspace. When we met, she was painted into a corner, always working. Never time to think on a business, never time to enjoy any sort of time off. And one of the things I did with her was say, look, first things first is block some time off in your diary. I block off Wednesday afternoons and Friday afternoons, Monday mornings sometimes as well. I start work around about 10 o'clock. I'm up and I'm active, but I very rarely have calls before 10. I don't often have calls after 4 o'clock, and I don't have calls on Wednesday afternoons or on Fridays. Reason for this is it protects my headspace. Coaching, I love it, but it's very, very draining. It's energy. It depletes energy, and I have to re-energize myself. And I do that through clear time, thinking, time for myself, and just pottering sometimes. But I have to do that. So mark your time in your diary, right? Protect your time, and you'll make more money as a result of it. Absolutely, you will. Her second one: don't be afraid to say no. Don't take in the wrong clients. Don't have the wrong partners. You have the right to determine who is in your business and who is in your world. And I think we do, in those early stages especially, kind of feel that we have to say yes to everything, that we have to, every opportunity has to be explored. And I know there's a Richard Branson was a sort of a fan of saying, say yes to it and then work out how you're going to do it afterwards. I'm not so much a believer in that strategy. I think, it's got to be the right thing. And then, if you've got the energy and enthusiasm, you will find a way to deliver it. But that doesn't necessarily mean we have to say yes to everything. Not every opportunity is a great one. So don't be afraid to say no. And the third tip that she's given you is know your value. Ties in absolutely to above average pricing, which is what we want to achieve. Know your value. The market is undervalued. You have underpriced yourselves for years and years and years. And only now we're starting this process of moving the prices up. And that's what we're doing in Essential Entrepreneurs. I couldn't give a shit about what happens outside the AE world, quite frankly. But the support that we give you and the strategies we give you and will teach you and how to differentiate yourself, think entrepreneurially, diversify your business model, and increase and raise your prices and make more money. You make more money, you can do more for more people, everybody wins. And we see the impact of not doing that is people's businesses are going under. And that's unfortunately, I predicted this would happen because too many people panicked. Too many people floored their prices. They've come out of the doors have opened. They've had that initial wave of clients come through at these new low prices, and it's not generated enough revenue to sustain the business. It's just it's unfortunate. Not everybody wins. The bottom part of the market, I knew would be cleaned out. So that leaves a client base that's essentially, roaming. Not all of those clients actually wanted to have a cheap price. They just got offered it. So they're now looking for a new practitioner. They're looking for somewhere else to go, a new home. And that could be you. So if you're not out there marketing, if you're not communicating, if you're not out there constantly talking to those clients, telling them that you understand their problems, that you understand what they want to achieve, and that you can help them solve those problems and achieve those goals, and that you're clearly differentiated, and that you've got a diversified business model, and that you're the heart of the brand, but also that you're not cheap, you're not there to have the piss taken out of you, and if you want quality, you've got to pay for quality. These are the messages going out. You'll start to connect and you'll start to pick them up. And that's exactly what's happening across the board. But you've got to be in it to win it, right? So, we are actually altering and adapting certain things in Aesthetic Entrepreneur. So, we're changing the way that the business runs. We're bringing in different membership levels. We've got our AE Performance Center, which will be coming online very, very soon. I'm really excited to show you all of that. So we're really kind of investing in our own infrastructure to be able to help you achieve these goals. I know you can't do it on your own, and the online stuff is great, and I absolutely love it. But there's no substitute for being, in a room focused with me, helping you work through your plans, your strategies, and those sorts of things. So there's going to be a lot more of that coming over the next, few weeks and months. Because 2022 is it's a great opportunity to elevate. And that's our word for the year, is elevate. What's your word for the year? Do you have a word for the year? You should have a word for the year. Our word for the year is elevate. And that's elevating us, but elevating you, taking everything into a new space in 2023. So the UK aesthetics market is better respected. It's better rewarded. We have a better type of client, better outcomes, and everything's just a bit better. It's been elevated. And as I said, I don't really give a shit what happens outside Aesthetic Entrepreneurs. If you're in our environment, then you'll get to benefit from that. And this is how we drive things forward. So there we go. Just thought I'd share that with you. If you're watching this back later on, thank you very much for dropping by. I might even put this out as a video. In fact, yes, I will. Right, Miller, stand by to edit. All right, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day. Catch up with you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.